Hi Virgo, it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess. Back at it again with the general tarot reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2023. Happy New Year! Welcome to 2023. Happy spring equinox. And what heavily came through for you, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, was something about being painfully Virgo. Make sure that you are not so stuck in your Virgoan or Mercurial traits that you are like it's like oozing off of you. I can always tell a Cancer and a Virgo. It just like, because if the energy goes unchecked, if you can't like see it within yourself, if there aren't people around you who are brave enough to like, hey, like your slip showing in this way, like it's just something that oozes off of you. And it's funny because I was like leaning into your energy, and I like saw this. I remember this girl that I met, and I thought to myself, I didn't say this, but I was like, whew, where is the Virgo in your chart or in your household? Like, is this a reaction? Where is it in you, or is this a reaction to a Virgo? Like how neat and tidy she was, and how structured she was, and she was so stressed, and she was like so like type A and just like put together, and like it was like almost like robotic, and like the way she was, it was like Stepford wife, and like I was like, whoa. And I hope y'all know, like, I hope y'all can see that when y'all get to that level, like, you can call yourself out on that. But I feel like there's something about coming into Aries season. We kick off Aries season with your ruling planet already in Aries. So I do feel like there is this, like, carefree, chill Virgo energy that you need to lean into. You need to learn how to access. There's something childlike, immature. There's something fluid and indignant, and there's something childish about Aries season that I feel like would be like really beneficial for you to like learn how to fucking play. Learn how to like throw your hair back, do whatever, like not like stressed out messy bum mom. Like, you know, the fucking messy bun that you think is cute, and you go to fucking the store and blah blah blah. I was about to say you go to Publix. You can tell I'm a Florida girl. But it's just like that's not working. I just like, it's an archetype. It's like a meme at this point, Virgo, and I just feel like it's time to break out of that stereotype. And it's just like, if there's any like astrological stereotype in my eyes as an astrologist and what I do every day, I see it in y'all. And like, someone's got to tell you, like the whole like having it together, perfectionism, everything blah 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 blah. It's just like, okay, that works out to a point, and it's working out to a point. And what are you gonna do when Pluto enters Aquarius and nobody wants that level of perfection anymore? Nobody cares about that shit anymore. Everybody likes it dirty and messy and raw and authentic. What are you going to do then when the polished and the like this like put together, this idea of perfection that you have, what are you going to do when that crumbles, when that's not the standard anymore? When the new standard is creating your own standard, when the new standard is authenticity. Do you know who you are? Do you know what you want? Do you know why you're doing what you're doing? Whose standards are you going by? Who's setting your standards? Who is defining your success? Who is defining joy for you? So I just feel like there is this like cosmic reset, clearing the slate of excuse me, of what you are considering perfection, what you consider success, what beauty is to you. Because like all of this shit is shifting, especially over the next, like significantly over the next like 15-20 years. Like our beauty standards are going to completely like flip on its head. So let's go ahead and create a safe space for our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, divinely aligned messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Aries season 2023. I just feel like Pisces season did a number on you. It was your shadow season, Virgo sun specifically. And it's meant to do a number on you. It's meant to show you your shadow. It's meant to expose you to what you don't let yourself see, you know? And so I know that there's like uncomfortable truths coming in, but it's all coming for healing. Star, star, star. That was my mother's first name for me, actually. It was Star, S-T-A-R-R. And I just feel like for too long, other people have defined you or defined what success is or defined life for you. And I just feel like there's this, it's time to be of service to yourself and show up for yourself and really be, you know, figuring out who you are and what you're ready to do about it. So be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. For, excuse me, free content, check out my Instasham at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. Be sure to check out the Aries season astrology video that has all the important astrological dates and of the transits and whatnot to pay attention to. But Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, go on ahead and get comfy with me. Hydrate, light it if you got it. Have a moment with me. Some time, take some time. Empty your lungs. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it at the top for 3 seconds. And then exhale out your mouth. And you can do that as many times as you want. But keep on emptying those lungs, reaching for fresh air, fullness of yourself. All right, first 3 cards, nice. The 4 of Cups is the first card out. And so Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, your relationship to defensiveness. I feel like everything that I just said, I just felt you getting defensive about. And the Divine saw it too, and you being called out. And thank you for the cards, like being there to corroborate my story. But there is this kind of defensiveness that or a guardedness that's just not serving anymore. So in Aries season, you're going to be asked to evaluate your relationship to your current emotional and spiritual foundation. Those of you who are Virgo rising, Saturn is now moving into your 7th house, the house of relationships, contracts, business partners, spouses. It's like the we house, you know, it comes from the outside. And there's stuff that's wanting to come in from the outside. The 7th house is also you, your spouse, business partners, contracts, open enemies. Comes to you from the outside. What comes to you from the outside? And I feel like the Divine is trying to bring your ass some stuff from the outside. Because victory is coming. 4 of Cups, the Chariot, 3 of Wands. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, whatever you've been striving for victory over, you not only acquire this victory, but you get to turn your back and move forward. But there is something here about it's time to look at your relationship to how guarded you are, your current, emotional security system. Who else got that? Maybe it was Libra. But I just feel like there is way too much time spent in the past. What I hate about this card, I don't like saying hate, but what I strongly dislike about this twat is that he's like so stuck looking at these 3 cups that he's not paying attention to the like cup coming out of the sky. This like huge, blessing. And like in the position to miss it because of being so stuck in the past. And so Mercury being in Pisces was really wrapping up the past. Mercury now being in Aries and then going into Taurus this season is really having you looking at who you are and what you have, which means it's time to let go of what you maybe have been fantasizing about and isn't working. It's time to allow yourself to get grounded in reality. It's time to allow yourself to, what's going on with, okay, for some of you, there's just like, maybe a need to shift your friend group. Maybe there's a lot of distraction or drama going on with friends. There could be also a lot of partying, a lot of, partying and bullshit. Or for some of you, there could have been like some third-party situation, non-consensual third-party situation for those of you who are monogamous. It feels like maybe there's also recovering or finding stability after issues with like drinking and escapism and maybe like indulgence, drinking too much, smoking too much, escapism, video games, like just not facing whatever is there and needing to be faced. I feel like your relationship to like your coping mechanisms, your defense mechanisms, your vices, all of that stuff is coming up. And if you want to get over something or beat something, you absolutely can. But you're going to have to look at the shadow in order to generate new light. You're going to have to be honest, like brutally honest with yourself in order to really have the movement forward that you're wanting here. In order to turn your back on bad habits, you're going to have to like really be willing to see yourself and those around you as they really are, so you can, not be a groupie and keep it moving from away from these toxic versions of yourself. I feel like there are people in your life who still are tethered to you that you just, wish you weren't tethered to. But I just feel like for some of you, these are exes, ex-in-laws, people that you co-parent with possibly. Some of them you're in relationships and are married to, and you feel like bound to something or someone. And I just feel like for the 3 of Wands to be at the center of the reading, it's time to get practical about your passions. And no one can do that better than you, but it's like, what is it time to turn your back on? The load wouldn't feel so heavy. There wouldn't be this need for victory if you would just be real about what's no longer serving. There may be somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements that's playing a heavy role here. I also feel like there are mother wounds that need to be addressed here. There is the possibility for victory over that. If there's like illness or sickness with the mother, I feel like things are improving. I also feel like there could also be good news or positive things happening with cars or vehicles. If you're trying to move, that would, I feel like, make sure that you're not moving to evade drama or to get away from something. If you're moving and changing scenery, because let it be because you genuinely are seeking out an adventure and are letting yourself really move forward. I feel like there's a need to address what's going on in the root, what's going on with your instincts, or what's going on with your ability to trust yourself. I feel like there is a need to have some kind of proverbial come to Jesus about your physical, spiritual, or sexual energy. Some of you are like, it's like way too much caffeine, or you're needing like Adderall to get through the day, and now you don't have a sex drive, and blah, blah, blah. Or there's things that are wounds of the mind, things that you're still looping in the mind about, things you're still upset about, but are keeping to yourself, or or like these things are unresolved, and it's impacting your sex drive or impacting your creativity or your ambition in some sort of way. Final two cards, final two messages, and it just feels like it's time to move forward, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The Charioteer is out to say, like, how are you going to harness this willpower, this energy? I feel like there may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements in the center of the reading, or in the center of this season. Someone that's really inspiring you to move forward or try new things, or it's just time to, like, what brings you to life? What generates aliveness within you? And I feel like you're needing to move towards aliveness, move towards fun. Why do you do what you do? You know, I feel like some of you, it's like you've made the decision of what you want to do, and now it's like getting the how together. I do feel like there is a lot of financial stability available to you, but what is the financial stability without your health, without peace of mind? You know what I mean? And stress literally kills people. So tend to that. Final two cards, King of Wands, the Page of Wands and the King of Swords, who I saw earlier. And I just feel like they're in Aries season, the closer that we get to Taurus season, I feel like it's really important that you start initiating this new relationship with yourself. Because I do feel like there's someone that's coming along that may be like a bit of a problem or an issue, or a struggle to deal with. I also feel like your relationship to children or youth may be shifting. There may be someone younger than you, or a child with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, that I just feel like you don't want around certain people, or they're learning things from certain people that you don't want them to. Bottom of the deck being the Sun. It's just like, trust and believe what's done in the dark comes to light. The Sun is exalted in Aries season, so it is going to be like sunning. I think it's going to be really hot. I feel like you have the opportunity to be really hot-tempered. I think that you're going to have the opportunity to be really sharp and to say things that you may fucking regret. So it's really important that while we're in Aries season, this is the season of the baby. This is the child. I don't know why I just got like itchy. I just feel like, I don't know, you may do something that makes your own skin crawl if you don't start healing your relationship to your inner child, especially if you have children. I feel like they are needing to see you in a playful place, in a place where you're enjoying life. They don't need to just keep witnessing you self-sacrifice, because you're just teaching them to do that as well. Sorry to put it like that. But they've just been watching you play cat and save a hoe over and over and over, and they don't need to learn that that's what adulting is. Being of service is different than playing cat and save a hoe. And so Sun on the bottom of the deck says that either way, I feel like it's time to focus on your vitality. It's time to focus on moving forward. It's time to focus on the red flags that are, blaring. I just feel like things are being revealed. What's done in the dark comes to light. There's success, realization, but I also feel like you're needing to focus on your heart. There is this kind of like intimacy that needs to be experienced within yourself. You're needing to tend to your inner child. I also feel like your relationship to your father may be like ramping up, or there could be new babies or a new kid in the family. Some of you could be like, doting over a new baby possibly that's around you. But I also feel like you're needing to spend way more time in nature. Get outside, be in the sun, wear sunscreen if you know, like if you know that's the thing. You know, take care of your skin. But I do feel like you're needing vitamin D. You're needing to be out, well, not just that vitamin D, bitch. But you're needing like actual vitamin D because I just feel like you getting yourself to the thing here. This feels like authenticity is the name of the game. I feel like also something that you're doing in Aries season in spring is going to really like pop off in summer. I feel like there's something that's happening now that's coming in summer, and you need to prepare for it. You need to recover now. You need to take your time, Virgo, to properly isolate, get your alone time, recover, because I just feel like some of y'all are getting to the point where you're about to enter, like you are in martyr mode, is how this feels. I do everything for everybody and nobody does anything for me and blah, blah, blah. This, everything will fall apart without me and blah, blah. It's like, bitch, all you had to do is say no. All you had to do is ask for help. And if you have all these people around you and you're doing all these things for all these people and you don't trust them to ask, you don't trust to ask them for help, you don't trust these people to like show up for you, then it's time to like check the crew. It's time to like make some cuts. But I feel like there's so much coming to light, so much being revealed to you because the divine really, really, really wants to bless you. But how can the universe bless you if you don't if you don't create room for the blessing, if you don't feel worthy of the blessing, if you don't open your damn arms and allow yourself to receive, if you just keep yourself closed off, then you're just going to stay stuck in the past and stay in this mindset that you are very much so prepared to break out of. It's time to play. It's time to have fun. It's time to tap into childlike joy and wonder. It's time to explore your sensuality, your sexuality, your creativity. It's time to really allow yourself to break free from what's stressing you out, who's stressing you out. There could just be people, I feel like, being sharp, or like, I think this is like you, 22 on the clock. You're striving so hard for mastery that I feel like you're getting to the point where you're coming off cold, or you're being rude, or you're being sharp, or like you're in this know-it-all place, and like that's not hot. No one wants to like fuck that person. No one wants to be around that person. No one wants to talk to that person all the time. You know what I mean? And so there is something about like, hey, I feel like you're complaining about like not getting the love or affection or attention that you want. It's just like, would you want to hang out with you right now? If you're in this place, because Virgos can do this thing, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, I love you, but we got to say it. You will do this thing where it's like, it's way easier to pinpoint everybody else's bullshit. So you'll meddle in everybody else's life and tell them how to fix all their shit versus looking at the fact that your shit got some stuff that needs to be fixed. You know, you got some tools to pick up and some screws to tighten too. Worry about yourself. Let go or be dragged, because the divine wants to bless you. There's this brand new chapter, this brand new beginning that wants to come in. I feel like there's a lot coming to light about the people with Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces placements in your life. The center of the reading with all this yellow just feels like there is this need to tap into your solar plexus. But how can you harness your willpower if there's this big blockage in your root? How can you get here if the energy is locked up down here? You know what I mean? And so it's time to really figure out, and we're about to start diving into some of that stuff. That's probably I'm going to be anyway, we're going to dive into some of the healing of the energy centers. Parting words, Virgo, let me look. There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that I feel like is turning away. You're turning your back on them, or There is some, but I also feel like there's someone new, like a new relationship or someone younger, with fiery placements. That is observing. I don't know. I just feel like if you're in okay, some of you are in toxic relationships or toxic marriages, and your children are watching you fight, and they don't. It's like the way you are. It's not. It may not even be a toxic marriage, but I feel like the way you communicate may be toxic, and then or inappropriate for this particular child, and they may be like going to school and repeating shit, and then they get in trouble, and it's some shit that you and your person are going around saying. For some of you, I feel like there's a lot of inspiration coming from children. For some of you, there is a need, but the big thing here, in order to experience this like success and this looking forward, also there could just be stuff with like your skin or allergies or irritants. I don't know what's happening, but moisturize, how, I don't know, hydrate, take care of your body. I just feel like some of you, if you don't tend to, if you don't start being more masterful with your mind and your thoughts and your words, I feel like your body could just really start to turn against you in some sort of way. It's repressed emotions or how physical ailments manifest in the body. Your secrets, your unspoken words, all that shit makes you sick. And it just feels like it's really important to figure out how to get that stuff out of your body. So physical activity is also very, very important. I feel like whenever you're in the extreme of some emotion or some, feeling or sensation, you're needing to move your physical body. I feel like there's progress. There's forward motion. You're just going to you're being asked to really look at and evaluate your shadow and the way that you react or respond. Some of you, there's things that you're blaming other people for. There's mother wounds coming up, and you don't know how to resolve it. You don't know what to say. I feel like being toxic or mean or rude or disrespectful is not going to create the breakthrough that you need to have. So I feel like it's time to have this come to Jesus, proverbially, with like your inner child. Figure out, what does your inner child have to say? Was it lacking? What does it need from you right now, so that you can start to give yourself the parenting that you need, and so that you can also like heal your relationship to like nurturing or parenting or giving. Like I just feel like recovery is needed. And if you don't take the time to recover, I feel like you're going to become the problem, or like you become the toxic one. Let's get into it. I hope I see you on Patreon. Shit. Patreon.com/justjeverything. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.